All right, let's go ahead and talk about that king. His Majesty has finally arrived. Some people were privileged enough to hold court with him early. I didn't get the invite, Martin.
You got the invite. I got the. You just chose not to go.
Begging for scraps.
A lot of people, man. A lot of people, they, you know what they're saying. A lot of people have a lot of feelings about this. How dare you take my childhood? Take somebody else's, do whatever the hell you want to with it, but don't take my childhood and twist that around. That's not the Lion King that I know, and I do not appreciate it. But some other people are saying, look, that's the problem. You got to let go. Forget what you know. Move forward. This is the future. You know, and you come in with a grudge, of course you're not going to like it. But if you just keep an open mind, if you just open your heart, then you might be able to enjoy this movie like the other people out there who are sure to contribute to the billions of dollars that this movie's going to make. We'll be back. Martin, you already saw it?
I've seen it.
Martin said he gave it sort of a cool matinee. That's all right.
Yeah, a tepid.
That's
the exact word I was looking for.
Tepid matinee. How will we react? Mr. Juicy Herman and myself, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer, and we'll be back with our review.
You must take your place in the circle of life.
Back when I was in National Guard, I remember that this took me back because I was hanging out with a guy who was in my platoon. He's like, because I forgot what we were talking about. Somebody put on cartoons or something. We were all laughing because somebody had like a TV where they got one of those TVs you can get reception from and still get like, you know, not cable, but certain like local stations.
Sure.
And a cartoon came on. We were all laughing at it, and he just over there smoking and just being a killjoy, man. I don't watch cartoons. I can't. I can't. If it ain't real, I can't watch it. I don't want to watch nothing that ain't real. And we just like, holy shit, okay, walk your ass on.
Yeah. No, don't remember asking.
Yeah, you were the goddamn thing. Just took a cigarette, just put out on his forehead. But I was thinking, like, wow, so this guy don't like cartoons, man. So he probably missed out on some good things. But I was thinking about him today, and I was like, it feels like Disney actually made this movie for him.
For him. Look, you're going to watch The Lion King one way or another.
Yeah, it's just like they do such a great job in making these CG animals mimic real animals. Yeah. I'm thinking like if he was watching this, he'd be like, damn, Disney made a lion talk. That's what I'm talking about. Now, this I can watch. This some real shit right here. The details on these animals, man, is really. I got, you know, if I got to say anything positive about this, and I want to start out with something positive,
sure, I
got to talk about the details on these animals, man.
Yeah, the technology has reached a point between this and the Marvel de-aging where they could make anything look real. And you won't be able to believe your eyes on anything you see anymore.
The deep fakes that we have now with everything that's going around me, technology has caught up. It's because it's not just Disney, it's technology, man. And, you know, looking at this, you know, I'm looking at all these animals. I mean, there was some footage in here, some B-roll or something from one of the animal movies. You know, they're real animal movies that they took because this is not live action. People talking about live action remakes. This is an animated film, and this to this day is probably the most realistic animated film we have ever seen. That dirt is fake. Those bushes are fake. That dust is fake. You know, all of this is from what I understand, generated in a computer.
Yeah, it's all CGI. And that's the thing. I'll commend the artists and the special effects people with this movie. They did a fantastic job.
It's reached a point with the technology that we have here where they've been able to capture the small details that makes an animal believable.
Yeah.
That is not real. You know, I was looking at little things that nobody will pay attention to, that nobody will actually probably, and that's, if they've done their job well, no one will catch it.
Sure.
I mean, when I talked about the trailer, and it holds true even more, you're going to be like, damn, Corey, what's the big deal about that? Because I'm looking at Scar, like how it's, you know, a flick of an ear like that.
Yeah, like a fly just touched his ear.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, all these things, you know, and what it is that everything is starting to work well together. Do you remember how when when CG animals were in the early stage, fur be doing one thing, a muscle leg be doing one thing, a stomach be doing nothing, its own thing. Every part of this, nobody wanted to agree on this animal's body.
It's like it's the Thing or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everything has a mind of its own.
Exactly. And everything is kind of working together. Muscles seem like they're real muscles. And I'll tell you, man, if you look back now, the technology is still not perfect altogether. One of the things that I noticed that they still have problems with that would bring attention to itself, and you saying that that's fake, and people like, what, they talk? No, no.
I mean, that would be one.
That would be one. But it's fur. Yeah. Fur still seems like it's something that's not. They in certain scenes, yes, but there's other places. Now it's not like back in the day when you had like Aslan from the Chronicles of Narnia. Because when you had Aslan here, Aslan, when he talked, it looked like he was underwater the whole time. His fur would just do its own thing. If you look at that, it moves so gradual and so slow, and it looks fake. And they still kind of do that with these lions, but not as bad as it used to be. We've been seeing things in the theater with movies that don't even have that big of a budget. Yeah. You and I just saw Crawl, and with Crawl, girl.
Her reaction right there is the best.
She like, damn, that look real. Come here.
That's real too.
Oh shit. CG so real, it broke my leg. Fuck. It'll blow you away.
It's like they shot that by pulling a real alligator onto the set, and she was like, oh Jesus, what the
Don't worry, we're going to CGI over all of this.
But we see how they're doing it now. So if the industry is taking it and making it better, Disney sure as hell is going to take it and make it so much better. And you know what? And I got to say that the mannerisms of the animals, it's not just the look, but the mannerisms of these animals, man. There are parts in here where Simba. I think probably the most convincing parts to me is when they're cubs. When Simba and what's the girl's name? Nala. Yeah, when they're cubs, they're wrestling with each other. They're running and prancing. And I noticed that when even though they're having dialogue and they're talking, they still do things like they paw at each other. Mm-hmm. The animators have really studied how animals move. These animals are not going to look as convincing if you don't have the environments looking as convincing as they are. Right. And that's something that people are not going to notice. If you're watching this movie and you're not reminded that these environments are not real, then they've done an amazing job on this. It's only once they start talking that you're really starting to be brought out of this environment. But yes. It almost looks like they took these animals and superimposed them over real grass, dirt, mountains, and other things. But I believe it's all generated.
Yeah, I think the majority of it is CGI.
I believe I heard that some of it is actual real footage. But
okay, that's what I'm wondering.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit. Yeah, because I saw some gazelles prancing, and I was like, all right, that's stock footage there, y'all. I don't spend no money on that.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, man, I can see why Disney did this. I said that the other day when you were doing your review. I can see why Disney did this. First of all, listen, the reason why they did it is because they want to get paid.
Yeah, let's not confuse the issue.
Let's not say that this is about art. Disney could be like, I don't give a f*** if a lion can talk. Shit, they can give the I have a dream speech. Can they make money? Yeah. The goal is to make money. Don't lose it. Like I said, you take something that's already been proven, like The Lion King. In The Lion King, if you want to do an experiment with this technology and you want to push it to its limits and you don't want to, lose any money behind it, this makes perfect sense. This is really suited for showing off this kind of technology.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a big showpiece.
It is.
It's a way to show off, hey, everybody come around, look what we can do.
Sure. Yep. How would this movie be if the original didn't exist?
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it's a hard thing to do because the original exists and it's hard to separate the two.
Yeah, for people who are saying that you should go into this movie and with the original completely out of your mind, that's not possible.
Right.
Good
luck with that.
You can't do that because it is literally the same exact story. Yeah. It's longer. Certain action sequences are extended, and there's more dialogue between characters. But for the most part, this is the same story. Yeah. And that's when I think the film starts to show that it's not nowhere near as good.
I honestly did my best. I did my best to get it out my mind. I haven't seen The Lion King in years, so it's a little easier for me to do than most people.
Yeah.
But you know, let me just put it this way. I had to frame it a certain way. If I could go into an alternate reality, do some Avengers shit, change timelines or something, and go into a universe where this is the only Lion King, right? And the animated one didn't exist.
It's a dark universe, man. I want to go there.
And if I can like bring back reviews from that universe, I think critics, and I'm not, you know, I'm being honest, I think critics would be like, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd be like, it's great, but I think they would be like, yeah, you know, maybe it's lacking in the story somewhere because, you know, you can only do so much with these animals and in the state that they're in. But I think they say it was good. Now, you know, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a rant here. And because I'm something makes me mad about y'all, man. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm just going, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what other way to put it. Leave these goddamn animals alone. Everybody's out here talking about they got no soul. Look into their dark eyes as they try to sing these songs. Man, you. You know what? That's your nostalgia talking. That's your that is your you. I see you already. I'm talking to you now.
I'm letting you speak, man. I'm not saying anything.
I see you already. I see you already. That is your entitlement talking right here. I see you.
It's what I saw on the screen.
I see you. And I'm going to tell you something. So you take this and take it back to your people.
My people.
Your people.
My people.
Your people. Your entitled people.
Yeah.
All the time about you raped my childhood with these animals.
I'm not saying that.
That was Jake.
That was Jake.
Yeah.
You too. Because all y'all sitting up here talking about how these animals, they look like they lack a soul. They got no expression because the animals in the in the 2D version, they were able to smile and roll their eyes, and Scar was able to put on his effeminate gestures and all, and flick his hair back. You know, what the hell? True. Yeah, but you know what?
It was good.
But it was good. But the thing is that. Yeah. That's people look at like you act like this is the first time an animal talked on screen, and then you didn't, and you were like, oh, I don't get it, man. I can't get with this. These animals there's no personality. Nobody was saying that when Babe came out.
I want my mom. What are you? You pig. What are you?
These animals talking with the same expression.
That's not true. Babe just showed a lot of expression.
Yeah.
Right there. Granted, it was an animatronic puppet, but it still showed.
No, it wasn't an animatronic puppet. That was a pig. They did something with his mouth. That wasn't no animatronic right there.
They've done things like I know that sheep just there wasn't real.
No, but some of these, a lot of these animals, like Babe, for a lot of it, that was a real pig.
Sure.
And Babe, look, if you look at Babe, ain't doing nothing that any of these other animals are doing. These animals talking the same way, just like these animals in Lion King.
What are you? You pig. What are you?
Okay, that's not animatronic. And that pig, that ain't even a animatronic. That's a hand puppet. All right,
talk to me like I'm crazy. Like I know what I just saw.
But it's the same. But it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's like these animals are still talking. Like look at the dogs right here.
No, he's going to sleep with us.
That dog ain't staring at nothing. Dogs just and if you want to go further, shit, there's movies out there that people's like, oh man, when I was a kid, I loved that movie about. Man, those two dogs and that cat that went through the countryside trying to get back home. What was it again? Homeward Bound.
Okay. He's Shadow. Something doesn't smell right. She's Sassy.
Cats rule and dogs drool.
He's Chance.
Get a life.
They ain't even moving their mouths. They just looking. As long as they can move, they can put some voiceover.
Can I say why those two movies worked in terms of the vocal performances and why this new Lion King does not?
No.
I think it's multifaceted. No, because you bring you bring something up.
Of course you can.
See what he's doing?
No, of course you can. Man.
So the thing is, yes, like in The Lion King, how the animation doesn't match the voices that are coming out. The other part of it is that I just don't think the voice acting is that great at all. Like in Babe and even in Homeward Bound, they're animated. You know, you can like the way they're speaking. You know, they feel like they're in character. There's only like a couple of characters in The Lion King that feel like they're bringing a lot of emotion to it. Where people like Donald Glover and Chiwetel Ejiofor, they're bringing absolutely nothing to it. They feel like they're just bored voicing these characters. And it reflects in both their dialogue and in their songs.
To be fair, Chiwetel brought a British accent.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Okay.
Naturally, I think I already had that, but sure.
Now, I'm going to tell you something with this.
Yeah.
Because we do agree in a certain area. And I'll tell you where we agree in a little while. Because I just love talking about how I disagree with you.
Yeah.
No. I don't think that the animals are the problem. And I do think that they get by a lot with just how Jon Favreau lets a lot of the drama and a lot of what should be the acting for the characters. Yeah. He does it by his direction. I think his direction, as far as framing things for drama, is good. I think that he knows how to get dramatic elements out of, doing things with a slow dolly in or a slow zoom in. He knows how to frame animals the right way and light them the right way to get the mood from them.
To a degree, yeah.
To a degree. So I would think that if, to your point, if some of the voice acting was better, I think that it's not a problem with the technology. It's not that the animals themselves can't emote or can't express anything. I kind of saw it as a cool thing that these animals were being animals. But I agree with you that, yeah, some of the voice work is lacking.
No, that's the thing. Like the direction of like the scenes themselves and the cinematography, that's all work. That all works, and just the framing and everything. But yes, it is definitely like how he's directing these actors to like in certain scenes when it's like, okay, based on how you're shooting this should be a very dramatic moment. There's a lot of emotion here, but it's not because Donald Glover is just so flat, or Joe Ejiofor is flat, or Beyonce is flat, and it's just like you have this amazing technology, but you're neglecting this entire other aspect within. It's like then that's where they become soulless. That's where it's like, yeah, they are just animals.
I'm gonna tell you one more time, leave these animals alone. But with this movie, all you like, no matter how much you want to accept this as its own thing,
it's not.
It's the reality is that the original is there, and in my humble opinion, it is far superior than what they've done here.
Infinitely superior.
I have never seen something take such a step forward and then take 100 steps back.
Yeah.
The step forward is the technology. That's it. As far as the story goes, as what they're doing, well, it's just, like you said, it's just a rehash of what they did in The Lion King. And I'll get into this later. This is why, and I don't blame people for being upset about it. But you got some, this took a step forward in one area and took a step way backwards in every other one. The Lion, look, the big drawback is that you've done something and made it so realistic that you've taken the visual creativity out of the original. You look at The Lion King, man. You taking everything from the music, the colorful art direction, even the story, and what gets me with this is that you're using the work of something much better to just showcase what a computer can do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I said. This movie is pointless.
Yeah. The original is so vibrant, so full of life. And the funny thing is, this has so much more life out of something that looks like real life. I have Simba. I got nothing. 2019 Simba. I got nothing against you, man.
I do.
But I mean, as far as you, the line itself, but they done you dirty as far as trying to trying to get you to like the person who's talking for you, singing for you, all this, man. It's like as much as I like certain parts of this movie, the original's out there, and it lacks it lacks personality when you put it up to that.
It lacks the humanity.
I just wonder. I got no proof. Now, I think all these people that we have here in this cast, you give them the right character, Sure. I mean, no, we're looking at everybody. You see these names: Donald Glover as Simba, Beyonce Knowles Carter as Nala, James L. Jones is back. Yeah. Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar, Alfred Woodard. You got some people that you heard of, John Oliver. Black Panther's daddy, Eric Andre, Keegan, Michael Key, all talented people.
Yes,
and I think there was just and I think that there's something about the Lion King itself that they are lacking when they do this version. Now I'll try to explain, because I tell you, one person I did like, I liked I like Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar.
Really?
I did. I really did. Well, I'm looking at him. He's like, who talking to?
Yeah, I know.
He's like, really?
Dude, I totally phoned that in. I don't know.
Be prepared.
Yeah. I like the way Scar's looking at him like, don't f this up, all right?
I'm gonna eat you.
I'll do whatever I want to do.
He's like, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. I didn't even think the musical number was bad, the Be Prepared musical number. Because I'm going to tell you something with as Martin and I was saying, I'm not the biggest Lion King fan.
Sure.
I like it. I do.
Yeah.
There's some things in there I love, but as a whole, I'm not the biggest fan.
Okay.
And where everybody loves Be Prepared from Scar, I was some parts that I just rolled my eyes when I first saw it. Like I was looking at the goose stepping, the Gestapo hyenas.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know why. That was to me. That was the point where just like, okay, all right, no, settle your ass down. Y'all ain't, this ain't Schindler's List.
No, he's using propaganda. What's a natural thing to think of propaganda? Nazis.
I know, Nazi hyenas. With Chiwetel Ejiofor doing his version that we got right here, you're not gonna be able to do what they did in the animated film, so people are gonna judge it by that. But that's one of the parts that I did like. Yeah. And look, Scar is such an asshole. It transcends. It goes from film to film. I was even sitting by two gay guys in the movie, and one of them was just like, he's such an asshole. I'm not lying. Y'all gonna think like, oh, it's gay stereotype. No. I'm telling you, I was sitting next to a guy who did that. Okay.
Wait, first you were sitting next to two guys, now you're sitting next to one guy. Were you that other guy?
I know.
With a little practice, you'll never be cool.
I mean, he actually could have done that. No one would have known.
Like, why didn't you just kill him there? Because if you've seen the movie, Scar wants to kill him so bad, but he's afraid to do his own dirt.
That's the thing, but that's why it works in the animated film, because he's so effeminate. And it's like, I'm just going to let my underlings do it. The busy work.
I kind of get to my paws.
Yeah, it's not for us, regal gentlemen. But it's like, this version of Scar should have just killed him.
Well, also in the animated version, I'm not even sure Scar could have taken Simba.
No, he can't.
I mean, it's like he was even kind of like, I don't know. No. It's kind of wiry.
Scar was just mad because he never made it on Broadway.
I know it sounds sordid.
Shut the f*** up!
Oh, man. Who said that?
Who said that? I did community theater. He can sing it if he wants to.
He sure didn't want to.
He didn't want to. Because, I mean, look, he can perform. Because we've seen him do it with, because I remember when he did the movie Kinky Boots. Yeah. In this, he was performing, he was singing, he wasn't the best singer, but, it doesn't matter. All Scar has to do is just prance around, do his thing.
He should have performed in drag then, if that would have gotten more emotion into it. I mean, listen,
put him in the booth with some red boots.
Would have got him in character.
Exactly, yeah. It would have made more sense.
Can somebody bring me a dress?
You want to help your actors, Jon Favreau. Come on, just put him in the character like that.
For me talking about how much I didn't like what they did in the original Lion King, where they just they had the white voice actors for the lions until they needed I said, well, you know what, I'm glad Disney's giving some work to black folks. I really appreciate that. And I'll be damned if my favorite people weren't there with the white folks.
That's kind of the thing. Yeah.
Well, it did seem like a big thing with this movie is like, hey, it takes place in Africa. We're hiring all black actors, and the animals are going to be real, and this is going to be respectful, and it's not going to be all crazy. And by not being crazy, it took a lot of life out of it.
Yeah.
But when it came to those two guys, it's like, all right, cut loose.
Yeah. Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner, yeah, as Timon and Pumbaa, man. I mean, I hear this everywhere, and I was listening to the audience to see how they would react because the theater was full at 5 o'clock.
Mine too.
And everything I've heard or read about this, they say every time those two animals come on, the crowd starts laughing.
Absolutely. And
it was the same thing here.
Oh no, it's a little lion.
That is not a lion.
Well, then go check it out.
It's a lion. Run for your...
I love a little scurry right there. That's why I thought that was the perfect blending of personality and animal characteristic and behavior.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Their voices match the characters' actions.
When it got to adult Simba, man, and when Donald Glover came on, that's where I was like, yeah, I don't know how much I'm liking this. By the time that we've got to, and plus, as much as I liked Timon and Pumbaa, by the time we got to Hakuna Matata, I was just like, all right, you know what? I was still moved by Mufasa's death.
Yeah,
as I said, I like Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar, but by the time we got to Hakuna Matata, I was just like, all right, the novelty's kind of worn. I get it.
Sure.
Y'all, man, this is good. Y'all, this movie had been like an hour and a half.
Like the original film.
It's funny because I thought the biggest thing about it is the technical aspect.
Yes.
That's a good 30, 45 minutes. You watch that, you're marveled by it. It goes off. They do a quick cut just to show you, like, look what we could do. And you go, wow. You go tell everybody. But at some point, the magic wears off. You adjust, and you're not impressed by it anymore.
As much as I was like in the beginning, I was just bored with the songs when he did them. So at this point, I'm just like, don't y'all sing another goddamn thing. I don't want to hear nothing else because you cannot live up to what they did.
Yeah.
Especially Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And I didn't even like Beyonce's performance of that. Like, one, Donald Glover's not in the same, just like, same.
She's carrying him.
Yeah, exactly. She is carrying him. It's like there's parts when her
she was
voice
singing with him on her back.
No, that's what it is. Like her.
Just running around the booth.
Like her voice, like it just completely overwhelms his. You don't even hear him in something. And she's doing this, like, as you called it to me, vocal acrobatics.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, can you feel the love tonight? That's how the song goes. But she's like, it's like it was okay. So that's a little too much.
It was like,
stop.
Donald Glover is not competing with you. He's nowhere near you. But like the song was done, and she's still.
Yeah,
we know you're the queen. You have to prove it every time. Good Lord.
And then she was flat with all her dialogue delivery with Nala.
Well, she's not really an actor.
No, she's not at all. So why cast her? Oh, because she's
Again, I think Little Simba was voiced.
He was much better than Donald Glover.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of personality. That's another reason why I liked it. I think that when you think back to the original Lion King, I think by the time adult Simba came up in that one, I still thought the dialogue was a little bland. The performances were just okay, but you know what did it? It was the animators who were performing. It was the animators who were doing a lot of the work. You have animals being animals, and if you don't have a great performance coming out of them to like overcome the limitations of just being regular animals, then it's going to come out bland.
I'll even say I thought Matthew Broderick did a good enough job where he, his voice at least sounded like he was emotional in it, like during those scenes when he was questioning his existence and what he should do. Whereas Donald Glover's like, I guess.
Yeah, hey guys.
Father.
Still trying to be cool.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I don't want to go back and rule. I want to hang out with y'all. Hey, Mom, I'm home.
It's fully unsatisfying, I think. I don't even think you need to probably go see this at the theater. If you have to absolutely see it, if you have like a 50, 60-inch, screen TV, 1080p, or whether it be 4K, you'd be fine. Or you just watch the original. There's nothing here that I think warrants paying money to see this.
I really enjoyed half of this to where it wasn't ever reaching quite a full price, but I was like, man, it's a very high matinee for me, what they're doing here. But then, some of this is principle with me, and some of this is the actual movie. I see why people, even when you get something that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I did like I gave a Latin a matinee. And I look at what they're doing right here, and there's certain elements of it that I like right here. But I was just in Disneyland, and I was listening to when I went to Anaheim. I wasn't even in Disneyland. They played that shit loud enough to everybody here. Everybody hears every song playing from that park
down in Barrio.
Yeah, exactly. And and I heard when they do the fireworks at night, no matter where you are, you see them. And I heard every song from "When You Wish Upon a Star" to "Let It Go" from Frozen. And I'm thinking about those along with this movie right here. And I'm thinking about how why this recent trend of remakes is making people feel so uncomfortable, even when they do a good job at it. With these live action remakes, or what appears to be a live action remake, a fake live action remake.
It's just another animation style.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, they're not just upset because, and now here's where I'm gonna come out and like apologize to you, because it's not just because people feel entitled, because people feel that they hate change.
Yeah,
it's not all that. What it is that you can make the argument that none of these remakes, I'm not talking about spinoffs or things that, like Maleficent and anything. I'm talking about these remakes. None of these remakes are offering anything better than the original.
Yeah.
Right.
When you look at these, man, You know, like right here. You know, you heard what I'm about to start playing right here. I mean, even with me mildly enjoying Aladdin, it's not even close to what they did in it. God damn! You know, it's like
just static, flat.
You know, and that's what gets me. If you try to strive to make something as good as the original, you don't have to try to be better.
No.
Offer something different.
Offer something different.
Yeah.
That is great. But when you don't even strive, when you don't strive to be as good, and you can look at that and you know. I mean, you can't look at this and think like, okay, boy, that's classic. Yeah. No. What that is, that's money. That's why you're doing it. That's the difference between, you know, the magic of Disney. Everything Disney, even today, as corporate as we want to, corporate villains that they are, as we try to make them be, they have magic when they create original things. Sure. Man. And they will continue to create original things. And then they will make remakes and after that. And,
we got to fund those, don't we? Those original ideas.
They will pick those original ideas and drain that shit dry. But, you know,
who's got some new IP for me?
But, you know, now we're looking at where it hits a very cynical stage, is when you have these people who have made, you know, you've had people who made wonderful pieces of entertainment, you know, classic pieces of animation, wonderful stories. And now you got people taking all that work. And, you know, what they've done is they pretty much made this just, they've taken microwave leftovers and just put that shit in a prettier bowl. It's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow, that's a great analogy.
I'm leaning on giving this a very high rental. I did enjoy parts of it. I can even watch it at home, you know, if it comes on. Yeah. And enjoy even the second part. I just don't have to sit there, you know. I can walk off and this shit's getting on my nerves. But you're probably saying, why would you give Aladdin a matinee over something that is as wonderful as this? Well, that's because you're looking at the technology. And I tell you, Jon Favreau did a great job, I believe, with what he had, man. Jon Favreau showed that he could do this. You know, we knew that, look, we saw him getting good performances, better performances out of the Jungle Book.
I can't help but notice there's this strange odor today. Man is forbidden.
You know, this is damn, I'm about to get in there. Oh shit!
That movie had a lot of really strong emotional beats.
Yep.
Even I've seen the animated version plenty of times, and still with that one, it had places where I jumped or felt something.
That's a prime example of, I don't know if it was by accident, but with the Jungle Book, Disney was able to somehow make it. You know, they took it into the wild and made it something slightly different. If you're saying, why'd you give Jungle Book a higher rating than this? Why'd you give Aladdin a higher rating than this? Say what you will about Will Smith and his singing. Will Smith was actually performing, man.
Yeah.
And there were moments where he played the genie. I was like, all right, man, I don't care what people say. You are giving it something.
Yes, when he's not singing, he was doing a pretty good job. Despite all my misgivings, I had to reluctantly say, all right, you are bringing it. I see why you were hired.
He was having fun with the role.
Except for Jafar. You know, Jafar didn't give a fuck. But I can make you rich. Pull down your pants. but nah, you know, for your main characters were doing a lot of things. And you know, Aladdin, if you really want to know the truth, Aladdin is lumped into that bullshit pile too, where they're just doing something to do something. I'm just kind of giving it a low matinee with that. But I'm giving this a high rental, man, because it does have a weaker second half to me. Yeah. Don't begrudge it making them all the money is going to get. I still think it's entertaining for the family to go to. I'm just telling you what I see as someone who sees a lot of movies and is able to tell you where I actually see, you know, where money making opportunity, you know, for these people is more of a priority than the actual story itself. Yeah.
Every day people are having kids who haven't seen the original Lion King.
Yeah, and I have no problem. I'm not one of those people who I don't have any real emotional ties to the Lion King at all. But I'm just telling you how it is, man.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, I'm kind of a great point, because I think kids will really love this movie, because for a lot of people this will be the first time they see this story, and for them I think it's great. But you can show it to them at home, and that's why I think this is just a rental. Like I said, it's like technology is incredible, but it lacks the depth and emotion of the original film, especially when it comes to the voice acting and just the expressions of the characters. So yeah. This is a solid rental. Yeah,
there you go. There you go. I didn't think you and I were gonna be on the same page.
Boy, yeah. What a disappointment.
I know. What? Thought we were going to be choking Chris Herman. It's real to me, damn it. I don't want to say another one of these things. Thanks for watching, everybody. We worked hard today. We were here late. Make all that hard work worthwhile. Hit that subscribe button and show us some real love by going to our site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you can see the long version of this video, uncensored, unedited, the whole thing. And you can also see the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at our store, dtmerch.com. And remember to always stay toasted.